over 90 emergency surgeries. Just extraordinary efforts on behalf of our medical community. They handled this tragedy with competence and character, and we're very, very proud of them as Nevadans. I told you last time that UMC and Spring Valley both performed admirably. I spent some time there as well. If you arrived at any of those facilities alive, you are continue to be alive. I confirm that again this afternoon. It's just the best of the Nevada spirit, the best of our community. Las Vegas has been my home, born and raised here, raised 6 children here. And what we've seen today at the close of this day is the best and in the highest traditions of Las Vegans and Nevadans and Americans. You've heard story after story when you meet with these families about their guardian angels who were at that tragic site, who carried them out of harm's way or found the vehicles and took them to the hospital. And it's just inspiring in a day that has been depressing and dark. It's inspiring to see what Americans do for each other. And so to all of those who have helped today, I say God bless you, and we'll get through this together with our faith in God and the American and the Nevadan spirit that we have. Thank you.
I'll take a small number of questions, and then we'll end it for tonight.
Mr. Assistant Sheriff, you went to 23 guns. Are they all rifles? And how do we explain the difference from 17?
Well, Ken, like the sheriff explained earlier today, and as I explained moments ago, our information as the investigation continues can change. We put out the information that we have at that moment in time, and sometimes those numbers will change. But there are 23 firearms at Mandalay Bay and 19 out of his house.
What affects in the investigation? Is it a homicide investigation? Are state detectives involved? Is this case putting a strain on your manpower?
So I can tell you that it's a homicide investigation, and homicide is investigating that specific aspect of the crime. We have every resource available on our agency working, and I can assure you that the sheriff has made a point that we have resources both in the neighborhoods and around the community, as well as the Las Vegas Strip and downtown. That has not diminished, it actually has increased. Hold on, one at a time, because... Pardon me? I have not personally gone through the entire list of victims, so I can't answer that question for you right now. Hold on.
The majority of people in the world are not trained like yourself to know what to do when gunfire, happens. If last night Jason Aldean had managed to say to the crowd, take cover before he ran off stage and took cover, do you think this could have saved lives?
I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know what Jason Aldean was thinking when he was on the stage. I do know that a common thing is when people hear gunfire, they run for cover, right? That's a natural human instinct. I don't know what he said before he left the stage, but the investigation will bring that out.
How long did Paddock shoot for? Was it continuous, or did he stop? And how long do you think the shooting actually lasted? How long was he shooting out the crowd?
We are still putting that timeline together.
Sheriff,
Okay.
Can you give us a timeline of his movements?
when did he shoot the security guard, and did he continue shooting out of the window after he shot the security guard?
I know that he shot the one security guard up on the 32nd floor.
On his movements, the 24, 48, 72 hours before the shooting.
That's
Any detail on what he did, where he went?
That's what our detectives and our partners are working on right now. It will be some time before we are able to give you that in a chronological order and with a amount of confidence that it's accurate.
Northern Nevada home. Have you made any progress at all on his motives? There's reports that he was sending money to the Philippines.
So like I said earlier, we're hunting down and tracing down every single clue that we can get in his background. Until we confirm all of those things that are floating around out in the media and in social media, I can't comment on that.
What about the other raid in Northern Nevada?
2 questions. Any timetable for when you're going to get those hard drives opened up and look into them that you found in Mesquite? Second question, did he specifically request that hotel room at the Mandalay Bay?
No, we don't have a specific timeline.
How long did that hotel room?
I don't know that yet.
Did he have a computer in the room?
We did see several pieces of media, including a computer.
Have you examined it? Does it give you anything about motive?
It's ongoing.
Special Agent Rouse, one other question. After the raid in Reno, can you tell us anything about what was taken there, if any weapons, explosives, computers, or clues that give us something about motive?
Nothing that I can speak of, and that scene is still being resolved as we speak.
Let me emphasize something to you that might help. I know that you are all very eager to find out exactly what his motive was or what was going through his head or what he was doing up to 2 weeks ago. I promise you the sheriff will provide that information when we have confirmed it. It doesn't make sense for us to put out information that is not accurate and isn't timely and reliable. So please have some patience with our agency and our partners to get you that information. I promise you we will provide it to you when the time comes.
You got that many guns into a hotel?
What was your question, sir?
Just what time exactly did this room get breached?
I don't have, do you guys have that? No.
I imagine someone must have that.
We have a time log of everything that we do. And that's what the detectives will be putting together as part of their investigation, is from start to finish and including that entire timeline. So we'll probably have more information on that probably tomorrow. So I'm going to take 2 more questions and then we're going to be done for the night.
How many guns got into the hotel?
The Family Resource Center, is that just for families who are looking for loved ones, or is that where they go if they need help? With the resources that are being provided for them?
They can go there for help and resources, okay? If they're looking for a loved one or a friend and they're in town, they need to go there. It's at the convention center. Or the ones that are coming in, they can go there as well. They also have that 800 number that they can call ahead of time if they need to find out a piece of information in the back.
Specifically about that search warrant, the additional one that you guys executed today, you were originally saying Northern Nevada. Can you now confirm that that was in Reno?
Yes. No, but I can tell you that that's part of our investigation of determining just that. Obviously, every hotel has video. I'm sure that we're going back and reviewing every ounce of that. So,
Do you expect to find any more guns as part of the investigation? Like, is that possible that that number will go up even further?
I would say that in the areas that we've been so far, I would say no. But until we're done with the investigation, I'm not going to marry to that number. Okay? Last one, Ken.
At the hotel?
Not other than what the sheriff put out today at 4 o'clock or
Are
3
we
o'clock.
confident that we've got all the guns out of the suite with the 2 rooms from which shots were fired?
Yes.
So you're confident that you have all the guns?
I'm confident in the number that I gave you of what we have recovered.
Can you give some clarification on the subject?
All right, that's it. Thank you.
All right, officials are here in Las Vegas holding a press conference, a briefing, finishing up right there. A number of things came out of it. Again, they're looking for, they believe it's just one shooter now. They're saying there is no threat. They don't believe that there is any threat to Las Vegas right now. One shooter, of course, the shooter's deceased, 59 people dead, 527 injured. Their personal belongings are still on that site, and they're trying to work as fast as they can to get them their personal belongings. But here's the interesting thing that came out of that: the number of guns that they found at his home inside the Mandalay Bay in that room on the 32nd floor has now gone up to 42, 23 at Mandalay Bay, 19 in his home, and also announcing that someone gave $400,000. Stephen Klubeck, who's the chairman and CEO of Diamond Resorts. I want to turn now to some law enforcement experts to talk about what we just heard in that press conference. John Iannarelli is a retired FBI special agent, and CNN law enforcement analyst Art Roderick, the former assistant director of the U.S. Marshal's Office. Thank you both, gentlemen, for joining me. John, what did you think of the press conference? What did you get out of that press conference?
Obviously, law enforcement is working very hard. There's a lot of information. We have a huge crime scene here, a lot of evidence to collect, a lot of interviews to be done. They need to talk to everybody who ever worked or knew this guy. They're letting us know now it's going to take time. We're not going to have answers tomorrow. We're probably not going to have answers next week.
They seem pretty resolute because reporters are asking questions and digging and doing what they do, but they're saying we have to investigate this. Give us time to investigate it. 42 guns. To most people, that sounds like a lot. Is that unusual if you're a
It's
collector?
not unusual. I mean, I've executed a lot of search warrants at homes and come across that many weapons or even more. People that collect guns have that many types of weapons. It's just not that unusual, and I know that sounds kind of shocking, but it's not that unusual for somebody to own 40, 50, or 60 guns if they're a gun collector.
Yeah. So the CNN spoke to the brother earlier, and he talked about his gun ownership. We'll play that, and then we'll talk about it. Here it is.
Not an avid gun guy at all. The fact that he had those kind of weapons is just... Where the hell did he get automatic weapons? He has no military background or anything like that.
So that's his brother. Has no military background. He has no clue. This one is. It's surprising. There's no clue. There's nothing in his history that would lead to this. What's going on here? What do you think?
The profile for this individual is unique. When we usually see this type of incident occurring, I mean, usually there's something in his background that'll point to it. Now, we haven't found it yet. We're still not, there still could be something there. It just seems odd to me that a 64-year-old individual would do this, make this was some heavy duty planning on his part to get this done, and then not leave a note behind or a message with his girlfriend, who I know is coming back to the States. I mean, it just seems odd that we haven't come across anything yet. Nothing on social media, none of that stuff.
John, do you think they'll find something?
They're absolutely on a computer, any sort of tablet or mobile device he had, pull up everything he ever did, including everything he deleted as well, retrieve all that, and see what the history was.
But that's going to take some time. And people specifically asked about computers. Is that usually where the information comes from?
That's what we've seen historically. Whether the Gabby Gifford shooting or other major events we've had, there's always a written record, because today that's how people communicate.
What's interesting, if the shooter's father was on the FBI's most wanted list. Could it have something to do with it? He was a convicted bank robber, and when he was just 16 years old. Did he want to somehow repeat his father's history?
When you look at the interview with the brother, I mean, it sounds like they never really had much contact with the father. He was in jail most of his life. I think even the brother said he was born while they were on the run or something. So there didn't seem to be a heck of a lot of contact, between the father and the family. But did it have any bearing on this? It doesn't seem to. I mean, he's got no criminal history. He's got no background that would point to doing something like this.
So we're digging into the shooter's history to try to figure out and his background to try to figure out exactly what's going on. Also, investigators obviously doing it as well. I appreciate you gentlemen joining me. Stick around. We'll need you throughout the next couple of hours here on CNN. When we come right back, much more of our breaking news live here from Las Vegas. What we're learning about Stephen Paddock, the 64-year-old shooter who killed at least 59 people and wounded 527 here in Las Vegas. The clues investigators are uncovering tonight. We'll be right back live.
Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Well, I'm gone.
Discover Card. Hey, what can you tell me about your new Social Security alerts? Oh, we'll alert you if we find your Social Security number on any one of thousands of risky sites, so you'll be in the know. Ooh, sushi. Ugh, being in the know is a good thing.
Sign up online for free. Discover Social Security alerts.
Come on, Josh. When someone truly believes in you, you can achieve great things, like hitting the game-winning home run. At Loan Depot, we believe in helping you achieve the American dream of owning a home. Loan Depot is the only lender that provides critical illness coverage which you can use to pay your mortgage payments, up to $30,000 in case you're unable to work.
That's impressive.
And if interest rates ever drop, you can refinance without any lender closing costs. Loan Depot, we believe in you.
Looking for a microbrew. No, nano brew. Fruity, not too fruity. Stout.
If you can get picky with your beer, why not get picky with your TV?
Get a la carte TV only from Sling. Start at $20, then pick your personal channel lineup.
Depend Real Fit briefs feature breathable, cotton-like fabric.
In situations like this, there's no time for distractions. It's not enough to think I'm ready. I need to know I'm ready, no matter what lies ahead.
Get a free sample at Depend.com.
I'm Andy, and I lost 30 pounds on Nutrisystem.
Listen up, guys. Want to shed a few pounds? Got a beer belly? Then you need Nutrisystem for men.
I lost 43 pounds on Nutrisystem.
Lose 15 pounds in your first month and 7 inches overall. Lose weight fast, money back guarantee. Put down the pie and go to drop15now.com and get new NutriCrush bars to crush cravings free and turbo shakes to bust that gut free.
You eat the food, you lose the weight.
Visit drop15now.com and get Nutrisystem for men with bars and shakes free.
Hi, I'm Lori Grenier, an inventor and entrepreneur. I love long hair, but I don't love the time it takes to style it.
What if you could wake up to gorgeous curls like this? Introducing the Sleep Styler, a heat-free system that takes your hair from this to this, and this to this. Wrap damp hair around the Sleep Styler. Get your beauty sleep. Wake up to reveal your gorgeous curly hair. Only $29.95.
Available online and at these fine retailers.
We needed to hire someone, but it was really tough finding people that had the right experience.
I was spending half my day just reading resumes.
To hire great people, go to ZipRecruiter.com and post to over 100 of the web's leading job boards with one click. Then easily select the best candidates from one list.
I'm seeing a lot more candidates with the right experience.
We have gotten consistently better results from ZipRecruiter than anywhere else.
Over 1 million businesses have already used ZipRecruiter. Try it for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/fast.
With our laser-measured floor liners and cargo liners, all new Bump Step XL, side window deflectors, and no-drill mud flaps, WeatherTech provides the ultimate protection for your vehicle. Go to WeatherTech.com to order yours today and see our full line of automotive accessories. Nothing protects like WeatherTech.
We're back now live here in Las Vegas. The site of the worst mass shooting in modern American history happened at the Mandalay Bay, which is right over my shoulder, right behind me, at a country music concert attended by 22,000 people. I want to bring in now Crystal Goddard and Amy McCaslin, two young women who were at that concert last night and hid under a table with a Good Samaritan who may have saved their lives. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. As I understand, we'll talk about the Good Samaritan who may have saved your lives, but sadly we're hearing that you just learned that your friend didn't make it.
We were with a group of about 12 people, and there was one person in our group that I learned recently did not make it, so sending love and prayers to his friends and family and the ones that are close to us.
Yeah. How is he your friend's boyfriend, you said?
Yes.
Do you know how she's doing?
I haven't spoken to her today. I think we're all going to see each other later tonight. So.
Yeah. I know it's tough to go through this, but what happened? You said that you were saved by a Good Samaritan, Amy. What happened?
Well, we actually heard the popping sounds. We thought it was maybe fireworks. And Jason Aldean actually continued to play, but then the second round went off. And he stopped playing and he ran off stage. And that's, I think, when we all knew that it was so serious. We tried to take cover as quickly as possible. We noticed a lot of people running, and that just didn't feel like the right move at the time, based on our location. I had a strong feeling that we would be safe if we jumped over a table, and we actually hid under a table for quite a period of time. Felt like 15 minutes, where we continued to hear the shootings as they continued to reload. And a gentleman, I don't know his name, I can barely remember what he looked like, but he completely covered me. He covered my face. He said, "I've got you," and it's just truly incredible. A stranger, jumping over me to protect me, and I held her hand and I held his hand, and us all together, we stood strong together. So I think that was what was so amazing about the whole experience, is that as a little community under this table, we sat there together quietly and calmly.
How many people under that table?
I don't remember how long the table was. It probably was like a normal 8-foot long table, and it actually had a banner that was covering it over the front. The Mandalay Bay was facing directly towards us. We had no idea where the shooter was coming from. I thought it was multiple shooters. I thought they were on the ground, on the grounds at the festival, because of how loud it was. It was so incredibly loud, as people can see from the videos and they can hear from the audio. I'm amazed that the gunshots made it from all the way up, on the 32nd floor of a hotel.
To where you were.
I thought they were right outside, so
Yeah.
we were just quiet and hung tight.
The people I spoke to today said they had no idea. They thought it was a multiple gunman, and they thought he was. People were saying he's coming. They didn't know. So,
Right.
And what happened next? When did you realize that you could get from under the table?
We were under the table for, I guess what seemed maybe 10, 15 minutes until we were sure that the gunfire had stopped. It was quiet for quite a while. It is kind of a blur, but we heard some people come over and say that to get out and to go and to run. We had taken our shoes off so that we could run faster, so we didn't trip or anything like that. So as soon as the curtain was lifted and people were telling us to run, we just got up and we just ran.
Yeah. Did you know that? You had no idea who this man was, right?
I have no idea who he was. I know that I was next to a woman who got shot in the neck. I looked at her. I was trained as an EMT, and I was an EMT 5 years back now. So I wanted to make sure she was okay, and I looked at her neck. Obviously there was a lot of blood, but she seemed okay. It didn't hit her artery. She was with a gentleman, maybe her husband, and so she's super lucky. I think it was just a graze, And then the gentleman who was kind of guarding us and protecting us, he said that he had been shot in his rear end area, and that there was a lot of blood. And I just told him, you can't leave yet. You have to stay. We have to be quiet. We have to just stay together until help comes. Help is on its way. We didn't know when that was going to happen. But he stood still and he talked to us, and he continued talking until a woman with kind of short blonde hair popped underneath the table and said, "Everyone's okay, you're safe now." And he was the first person to get taken out to triage.
So you don't know how he's doing?
I don't know how he's doing. He's been in my thoughts all day.
Yeah.
He's a truly amazing person for just trying to protect the whole table area where we were.
There were so many heroes. And I've heard story after story about people who were saving. They were carrying people on ladders and whatever they could find, using jackets and shirts to stop the bleeding as tourniquets to stop the bleeding. How did that kick in? What did some sort of instinct kick in just for you to run or to start helping other people? Because there was so much chaos. But again, you don't know which way to run. You don't know
really
where the
know what's
bullets
happening.
are coming from.
All I really remember is being under the table, and I was facing the wall and Amy was facing away from me, and so I had her legs in my arms and she was holding the other gentleman's hand, and I was laying on top of another girl. We were all kind of smushed together. And I just remember saying that it was going to be okay, that we were going to be okay, that we just needed to stay and be quiet, that everything was going to be fine as long as we stayed there. And I truly did feel like we were going to be okay. I don't know if that's just some sort of protection mechanism, but I thought that we were just going to be fine, and I was trying to just make sure that everybody was calm.
How far did you have to run? Because some people said they felt like they were in a maze. They would go and they go to a fence.
We did go underground. For a second. We went under. We actually started running barefoot, as she said, because if we were wearing our heels, we didn't want to fall and twist an ankle and then cause injury. So we took our shoes off, left them there. We started running towards the closest building we could see to take cover. We were kind of shuffled underground a bit to the Hooters Hotel. Mm-hmm. I immediately knew that was not a good location for us to be. We didn't want to get stuck there. A lot of people ended up getting stuck on lockdown at a lot of convention centers and different hotels until it was deemed safe. I actually called coworkers to come and pick us up, and we just continued to walk/run as fast as we could. We had cuts on our feet towards Koval Lane, and then that's where my coworkers picked us up and took us to safety, which we're extremely grateful for.
If you're looking at if you're at the venue, where was the stage in relation to where?
We were right next to actually the cameraman, kind of right in the center to the right. So Mandalay Bay's here, the stage is here, and then there's a cameraman to the left.
So the shooting's coming from this way.
The shootings are coming here. We have no idea about that, though. We don't know where the shootings are coming from.
Right.
All we can hear is about 100 rounds unloading nonstop, and then it's like a pattern of silence. Some people trying to make a run for it, and others staying in hiding. So we were right in the center.
You both visited the fire station tonight?
We did.
How was that?
Incredible. I think the whole community has truly come together. The city is amazing. It's a small, tight-knit community of people. People have just been standing in line all day to give blood. We decided for a different route. We decided to go purchase hygiene kits and just food, like non-perishable food items, to donate to the fire station.
Yeah. Thank you, Amy.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. We're glad you're okay. Thank you.
Thank you so
And
much.
sorry to hear about your friend. You guys take care.
Thank you.
When we come right back, what happened inside the Mandalay Bay hotel room with Stephen Paddock? It carried out his deadly plan. We're going to talk about that, everything we know about the stockpile of weapons and how he massacred so many people. We'll be right back, live from Las Vegas.
Security? Identity-based security.
Doesn't look very tough.
Well, if you're supposed to be here, you barely notice it. But if you're not... Awesome.
Life happens everywhere. Like it never even happened, only happens here. The cleanup and restoration specialists at 1-800-SERVPRO and ServPro.com.
Real people, steel people. Professionals demand dependability on the job. Homeowners expect long-lasting value. And servicing steel dealers provide friendly, knowledgeable support. Right now, pick your power, fuel, or battery, and get a great value on a steel blower, starting at just $129.95. Get yours now, only at your local steel dealer. Visit steeldealers.com or search STIHL.
When a fire is going on, you're not thinking clearly, so they called the fire department for us.
I could hear crackling in the walls. My mind went totally blank.
All I remember saying was, my boyfriend's beating me, and she took it from there.
And all of this occurred in 4 minutes or less.
I am grateful we all made it out safely.
People you don't know care about you.
It's kind of one of those things where you can't even thank somebody.
To protect what you love, call 1-800-ADT-CARES.
Let's make this fast. You're used to accepting credit cards like this, but Square's new reader keeps you safer if you take cards like this or like this. Square lets you accept every credit card for the same low rate. That's every dip and every tap, with no surprise fees. Deposits come fast, like as soon as the next business day fast. And with easy-to-read sales reports, you can grow your business fast. Accept every card, every payment, everywhere, and get paid fast. Get started at Square.com.
Most American homeowners would be shocked if they knew just how rich they were. The average American home value has increased $40,000 over the last 5 years. But many don't know you can access that money without refinancing or selling your home. With a home equity loan, you can pull cash out of your house for anything you need. Home improvement, college tuition, even finally getting out of credit card debt. Come to LendingTree.com to shop and compare home equity loans right now. Because at LendingTree, when banks compete, you win.
Too short, too tall, too hairy. Why are you so hairy? This guy looks normal. Not normal at all. Plunging V-neck. Plunging. What do you think about this guy?
Too weird.
Too weird.
And you're swiping the wrong way.
Oh.
If you can get picky finding Mr. Right, why not get picky with your TV?
Introducing a la carte TV, only from Sling. Now you can pick your personal channel lineup from sports, kids, news, lifestyle, movies, and more. Start building your perfect TV package for $20 a month. Then get as picky as you want.
Oh, what do you think about him?
Ay, papito.
But we look so cute.
Stop paying too much for TV.
Go to slingtv.com and start watching 7 days free.
Closed captioning brought to you by non-prescription IBGARD for irritable bowel syndrome.
My abdominal pain and bloating made daily life a guessing game. Will I have pain and bloating today? My doctor recommended IBGARD to manage my IBS. Take control. Ask your doctor about non-prescription IBGARD.
Police say they recovered 23 guns from the Las Vegas hotel room of mass shooter Stephen Paddock, and another 19 guns were found at his Mesquite Nevada home. Let's discuss all of this. We're going to take you inside the room and talk about the guns and this cache of weapons and all of it. CNN law enforcement analyst James Gagliano, a retired FBI supervisory special agent. Also with us tonight, Chris Swecker, former FBI assistant director for the Criminal Investigative Division, and Jim Maxwell, a retired FBI special agent. Gentlemen, good evening. Thank you for joining us. Jim, I want to play the 911 call when officers discovered gunfire. The gunfire is coming from the 32nd floor of the hotel. Listen to this.
I'm inside the Mandalay Bay on the 31st floor. I can hear the automatic fire coming from one floor ahead, one floor above us.
Be advised, it is automatic fire, fully automatic fire from an elevated position. Take cover.
Why 32 floors above? Why shoot from 32 floors above?
He's showing, he's trying to get a tactical advantage. He's going to place himself as far away as he possibly can and still be effective. He's broken out 2 windows, which tells me that he's trying to create 2 intersecting fields of fire. I've looked at the diagram that was published by the New York Times today online, and you can see that he's covering down on both sides of the audience, it looks like, from his vantage point. So tactically, this was well thought out as far as where to start this attack, and to an attack from a position of advantage.
As we flew in today, James, we could see the windows blown out of the hotel, and one is sort of on the side, one is in the front, and you. Right. Your estimation was that he had 2, this is for James Gagliano, that he had 2 different sites. He was shooting from both sides, setting up with a tripod.
It was almost as if he was setting up a classic ambush site, and the area where the concert goers were, Don, it was a veritable killing field. What made this so difficult for the folks, we teach this with active shooters, right, for civilians. We say, first thing to do is to run, if you can get out of there. Right. Second thing, if you have to hide, if you can secrete yourself someplace where you've got some cover. Third, fight as a last resort, and then go and tell. That's what we tell them to do. For those concert goers, and they were down below, now we're talking about a 400-yard distance from where the shooter was shooting down into them. Not many of them down there knew where the rounds were coming from. From what I understand, unless you were on the stage and you could see the bullets impacting into the floor, you had no idea where it was coming. So some people, instead of running outside of the kill zone, probably inadvertently turned and ran back into the kill zone.
Yeah. So you said he set up 2 positions, and that's why the delay, and when people said there was a delay.
What we surmise. Now, certainly the crime scene experts and the local law enforcement folks that are going through that room right now with a fine-tooth comb for any type of intelligence they can harvest and evidence are going to determine all that. But from what it looks like at first glance is 2 separate positions, and almost that break, that pregnant pause in between, could have been him firing one weapon until he either emptied it or until the barrel got too hot or it jammed, and then going to the second position and picking up aim there.
Chris Swecker, I want to bring you in here, but I want to place the video from today's massacre for you, and we have to warn our viewers that the sights and sounds are disturbing, and then we'll talk about it. Here it is. Chris, what does that audio tell you about the weapons used in this massacre?
Yeah, it's highly likely, in fact, almost a certainty that it was a fully automatic weapon. I think there was one media outlet that broke it down in a time sequence and deducted that there were 10 rounds per second. That's 600 rounds a minute. They fired for at least 10 minutes. It sounds like that could be as many as 6,000 rounds fired with 600 or so casualties. I mean, that's a pretty good hit ratio, shall we say, because of the crowd, obviously.
So the shooter checked into this hotel, the Mandalay Bay Hotel, days ago, and officials say they found 23 weapons in the hotel room, Chris, including
a good amount of preparation, especially for somebody that at least for all accounts has no military experience. So he's obviously familiar with guns, knows how to get his hands on long weapons, the type of weapons that would be accurate, or at least the outside accuracy range for an AR or an AK is about 500 yards. knows how to set up firing positions, probably moved some furniture around, set up 2 separate firing positions that we know of. Probably, as it was pointed out, was moving from weapon to weapon as it overheated or ran out of ammunition, and came fully prepared. Probably studied the concert for a day or two. As I understand, it was a 3-day concert, so he probably spent some time up there studying the patterns, the crowd patterns, and that sort of thing. I mean, it was a surprisingly sound tactical plan if this were a military operation, which it wasn't. I mean, and you count the casualties, it approaches the casualty count for Fallujah too. I mean, even in Iraq, they didn't see that kind of casualties in one day.
Yeah, unbelievable. Gentlemen, thank you. I appreciate your expertise. We're learning so much more tonight about the people who lost their lives in last night's tragedy. Sonny Melton was a registered nurse in Paris, Tennessee. His wife, Heather Melton, was an orthopedic surgeon, survived the shooting. Special education teacher Sandra Casey also died in the massacre. She taught at Manhattan Beach Middle School in California for the past 9 years. Also from Manhattan Beach, police department employee Rachel Parker. She was 33. We'll be right back.
This is a quest to explore the wonders of our world before the sun sets and the moment passes.
Are you worried about the future? And these are all toxic pools now. I've never seen anything like this before.
Go there before it's gone. The Wonder List with Bill Weir. Saturday at 9 on CNN.
It's 6 a.m. 40 million Americans are waking up to a Gillette shave. And at our factory in Boston, 1,200 workers are starting their day building on over 100 years of heritage, craftsmanship, and innovation. Today, we're bringing you America's #1 shave at lower prices every day, putting money back in the pockets of millions of Americans. As one of those workers, I'm proud to bring you Gillette quality for less, because nobody can beat the men and women of Gillette. Gillette, the best a man can get.
We live in an age of dynasties. Who else can you trust to run the family business? Except family. Bite me, Crystal. Call me Mom.
Dynasty, series premiere Wednesday, October 11th on the CW.
Mine's way better. This one's below market price and has Bluetooth. Same here, but this one has leather seats.
Use the Cars.com app to compare price, features, and value.
Recently, you may have been notified that your personal information was compromised as part of a data breach.
Research shows that you are 11 times more likely to be a victim of identity fraud. Now is the time to get protection.
Although your information may have been taken, it may not have been used fraudulently. Sign up today and LifeLock will begin monitoring your personal information, including your social security number, alert you about suspicious activity, and, if needed, take steps to help restore your identity.
Membership starts at $9.99 per month. Sign up today. LifeLock.
May I help you?
We just noticed your lawn here needed a little,
What my lawn needs is for you nitwits to get off of it, okay?
Introducing Floodlight Cam by Ring. Learn more at ring.com.
Love you too, Dad.
Anthony Bourdain is headed to the French Alps.
It is the funniest and hopefully most offensive show we've ever done.
All new Anthony Bourdain Parts Unknown, French Alps, Sunday at 9 on CNN.
You don't always use your smartphone to update your status.
What's kind of okay?
You don't always use it to read the latest posting.
Aw, little girl lost her dog. Oh, hey, wait a minute.
You don't always use your smartphone to friend someone.
Someone's looking for you.
But when it matters most, you count on TracFone.
Hi, I think I found your dog.
Our new smartphone plan gives you talk, text, and data with unlimited carryover for just $15 a month with no contract. You'll get nationwide coverage on America's largest and most dependable 4G LTE networks. Because even though you don't always use a phone, and you do, it should be affordable and as easy as possible. With TracFone, you can keep the phone you love or get a top smartphone from leading brands like Samsung and LG. Plus, there's no activation or cancellation fees. And you can keep your number. Just visit your nearest retailer today to start saving with TracFone, the most affordable way to stay connected. Because while you don't need a smartphone to live in the moment, It's sometimes nice to have one to help you savor it. TracFone, for moments that matter.
This is CNN, the most trusted name in news.
We're back now live from Las Vegas. Our breaking news, the Las Vegas massacre, now the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history. At least 59 people dead, more than 500 wounded. I want to bring in now Captain Mark Kelly, retired astronaut and husband of former Congresswoman Gabby Giffords. She survived a mass shooting that left her seriously wounded. Good evening, Mr. Kelly. So good to have you on to talk about this. I wish we could have spoken under better circumstances. But you and your wife, Congressman Giffords, you spoke earlier today. Let's listen and then we'll talk about it.
The nation's counting on you.
What was your reaction and Gabby's reaction to this horrible news out of Las Vegas?
Well, it's the same as it always is, and it's not again. I mean, it's the same reaction I had after, and Gabby had after 20 first graders and kindergartners killed in their classrooms at the Sandy Hook Elementary School.
Yeah. To a list that includes the movie theater shooting, the nightclub shooting, baseball field in the elementary school. We're now adding a music festival.
You know, and the sad thing, Don, is that there's folks out there that would want us to believe that this is normal, and people should understand that this is not normal, and it's not inevitable that we live and continue to live in a country with 25 times the death rate from gun violence than any other country like us. We can make changes to prevent these things from happening.
Yeah. So if you read some of the comments today through social media and some people speaking out saying, and I'm just getting your reaction, this is not the time to talk about gun control or gun laws. What do you say to that?
I used to say that too. I used to say it frequently. But you know, when you're in the situation that Gabby and I are in, where we're trying to get Congress and people we elect to office to move forward with some positive change, you get tired of saying that. And you really do. It wears you out. And when we have 59 Americans killed, over 500 others shot in a single event, I mean, if not now, when? Thoughts and prayers are important. I was glad to hear that from the president. But what I would really like to hear from the president and Congress is what is their plan to make sure that things don't happen, like this over and over and over again.
I've heard you say before and that this didn't used to happen.
That's true. I mean, when I was a kid, I think I'm a little bit older than you, but when we were kids, we didn't see as many mass shootings. In the 1970s, we did have a high death rate from gun violence. But mass shootings have really picked up, especially in the last decade. And they picked up for a reason. We make it incredibly easy for Americans, especially people that shouldn't have access to the most powerful weapons. We make it very easy for them to get them. And, inevitably, when more people have more guns in more places, we have a higher death rate from gun violence. That's clear. And the places that have stronger laws, there's less gun violence. So the laws do matter. And that's what Congress and that's what this president should focus on.
Mark Kelly, thank you so much. We wish you the best and give our regards to your wife. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me on, Don. Appreciate it.
When we come back, I'm going to speak to a congressman from Nevada and get his reaction to this massacre in Las Vegas. We'll be right back.
When did you see the sign?
When I needed to create a better visitor experience.
Improve our workflow.
Attract new customers. That's when Fast Signs recommended Fleet Graphics.
Yeah, now business is rolling in. Get started at fastsigns.com.
When only the best will do, Tempur-Pedic delivers. Only Tempur material precisely conforms to your weight, shape, and temperature, so you'll sleep deeply and wake up feeling like a champion. Find an exclusive retailer at Tempur-Pedic.com.
Top critics are in love with Victoria and Abdul. It's terrifically entertaining. The New York Times cheers. It's funny. 4 stars. And Rolling Stone hails Judi Dench is a royal pleasure.
More.
Victoria and Abdul. Rated PG-13.
With Birchbox, you receive a treat every month that's just for you. A curated box designed to make discovering new beauty products fun. Perfect for your busy life. It's easy. Fill out your beauty profile, and we'll send you a personalized mix of the best in makeup, fragrance, hair, and skincare. Just $10 a month. Visit Birchbox.com to sign up and choose your free welcome gift.
I really like this hotel room, and I'd like to book it. With Trivago, I can book it here, here, or here. And it's also good to know that if I book it here, I pay the lowest price for this hotel room. Hotel Trivago.
HelloFresh fits my schedule, it fits my budget, it fits my life.
Simple steps, fun, delicious ingredients pre-portioned out. When you're done, you have like a masterpiece.
Go to HelloFresh.com and use code TV30 to save $30 off your first box. HelloFresh, get cooking.
You know one of the best things I discovered from doing Atkins? Atkins Harvest Trail Bars. They've got the protein you want without the extra carbs and added sugar you don't want. Because sugar is the enemy of protein. And dark chocolate sea salt and caramel is delicious.
I hated our bathtub, but who has time for a remodel? Not this family. And then there's the mess. Then I heard about Bathfitter. They came in and put a beautiful new bathtub right over our old one. Bathfitter also has seamless walls that provide a watertight fit. There's no mess, no demolition, and they get it done in as little as 1 day. Plus, they provide a lifetime guarantee. Thanks to Bathfitter, I have a bathtub I love.
Call today or learn more at bathfitter.com.
10 seasons on CNN. How the did that happen?
Let's go! Anthony Bourdain Parts Unknown is back.
The 10th season is the strangest. Oh, it's soft. Wildest, most creative season yet.
So what's the secret to making it this far?
Alcohol.
Anthony Bourdain Parts Unknown. New episodes Sundays at 9 on CNN.
I won this 55-inch TV for less than $30 on DealDash.com.
I got this $1,200 computer for $100.71.
These aren't actors, they're real people who got real savings at DealDash.com, the fair and honest bidding site. At DealDash.com, you can save up to 99%, but hurry, everything must go.
And shipping is always free.
Visit DealDash.com and start bidding today.
When we see people, we see their hunger, their courage. We see their dreams. We see the things that built our nation. And we wonder what would happen if everyone had equal access to education. What would they discover? What new worlds would they build? That's why we built a university for everyone. Southern New Hampshire University.
This is CNN, the most trusted name in news.
Tonight, Las Vegas is a city trying to come to grips with a massacre that killed at least 59 people with more than 500 wounded. Let's discuss more now. Joining me is Congressman Ruben Kihuen, a Nevada Democrat. Thank you for joining us. Several things I want to talk to you about. Number one, you said your brother works at the hotel. You had a bit of a scare last night because you thought he was working. You didn't hear from him for a while.
That's right.
Yeah.
It was about 10:30 p.m. last night. As soon as I found out about the shooting, I thought about my brother because he works at the Mandalay Bay. He usually works Sunday nights.
Yeah.
So I sent him a text message, tried calling him. There was no answer. And thankfully, about 45 minutes later, he replied back saying, I'm okay.
He's at a ball game.
And I was happy, obviously, because he was safe. But I know that 59 families today didn't get that call.
And others who are, at least 500 others who are injured. Exactly. You represent Mesquite, and that's where Paddock lived. Was he on anybody's radar?
You know, I spoke to the Mesquite mayor, Mayor Littman, and he said that nobody knew who he was. He had just moved there. And you know, Mesquite is a very small town. Everybody knows each other, very close knit. But nobody knew who he was, and so it's a mystery where this man came from. They still haven't found the motive yet.
Even his neighbors didn't really know him?
Not really, no. According to the mayor, most of the neighborhood didn't know who he was. Didn't really interact with them, and so this whole this person is a mysterious person to a lot of people, even in Mesquite where he was living.
I know you've been out and about today visiting several places and also hearing